What's up, guys? Welcome back to video number 2 of the 55 build. This one's going to be a little different. Not really going to be working on the car or anything like that. We're just going to talk about what the plan is moving forward, what we're going to do here, how we're going to make this the baddest 55 in the country. Start off by giving a little recap. This 55 was purchased in 1998 by my father. We raced it with a little bit of success. It was unfortunately in a towing accident on its way home from the U.S. Nationals. I believe it was 1998 or 1999. And, you know, the car sat for a while. We took the motor out, put it into a dragster, and this car sat in a trailer for a long time. If you watch the first video, you'll be able to see us taking it out of the trailer and everything, and how we got it to where it is right now. As you can tell, I have done a little bit of work on it. You know, I got the windows out on the sides, took all the tin out in the back that was riveted in. About to start cutting the floors up, which is a shame because it really is a solid car. But I've been debating building something else and keeping this one somewhat original to where it is, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and build it. So we bought the car in 1998. After its accident, it wasn't fixed until about 2007 or 2008-ish, and then it sat in a trailer until a few weeks ago. I have some footage of the actual crash. It was on an open trailer and collided with a 18-wheeler and a guardrail. It took 3 tow trucks to get it off the road, 1 for the truck, 1 for the trailer, and 1 for the 55. It was a mess, and unfortunately, you know, it hurt the car pretty good. Not too bad, but enough to put it on the side burner. So as you can see, there was a significant amount of damage to the car, and that puts us to where we are today. So first off, we'll talk about the build. After this video, the next video is going to be about a chassis jig. I'm going to build my own little chassis structure, get the car up in the air, get everything level and straight, start cutting this thing apart. And it will be a 25-3 chassis, which if anyone's building a chassis, go get your SFI book. Gives you all the size of bars that you need, where the bars need to be placed. You know, it kind of gives you a rough idea of how to do it. With the 25-3 chassis, it's pretty much all inside the driver's cockpit except for 2 bars going out the back that need to be a certain way. Everything else is kind of up to your imagination how you want to do it. We are gonna leave it as a stock front suspension, so it will be a full 25-3 cage from here back with stock front suspension, tying it all together. I'm doing it that way just so I could fit a bunch of different classes. This is gonna mainly be a drag week car. So for like drag week or hot rod drag week and sick week and Rocky Mountain race week, the car will fit the unlimited class. It will fit unlimited iron, and I'm trying to get it also to fit modified. That's why I'm gonna leave the stock front suspension. Also, if I ever wanna race like an 850 index class around here, it'll be that. In the future, maybe we'll front half it and make it a little different. I don't know, we'll see. But that's the plan as of now. But my plans do change every hour, so we'll see how it goes, sticking through to it. It will have a 315 drag radial on it. Probably the end of this week, I'm gonna send off a set of wheels. I have 2 sets of 15x14 center lines that were original to this car. I'm gonna send them off to MacFab beadlocks to have them beadlocked, and try and get a set of 315 radials for mock-up. We will build the car so it can fit a big tire, but most likely we will run the drag radial. What we got? Let's see, I got some notes here. So another thing we're gonna do that's a little bit different to a lot of these really fast drag week cars is it's gonna be all steel. I'm gonna keep the steel deck lid, the steel front end, steel doors. Not sure if I'm gonna put the factory windows back in the sides. As you can tell, it does have a factory windshield and a factory rear window. Not sure what I want to do with the windows yet on the side, just because it's easier to put the plexiglass back in, but we'll get to that point when we do. The hood definitely coming off. It's going to have a steel hood. It will lift like a normal hood. Not sure about the bumpers. I do have the steel bumpers, but it is going to be like a smoothie bumper that we're probably going to put on it. Not sure if I'm going to go fiberglass or not. Most likely it's going to be steel. So the car is going to be a little bit heavy, but for like the unlimited iron class, we have to come in at 3,000 pounds, which I think will be close to that. I am going to build the car really light, or as light as I can be, you know, minus the exterior. There is going to be a ton of carbon. There's going to be a lot of titanium. I'm kind of obsessed with carbon and titanium, getting things as light as can be and doing all that. But so now on to the powertrain. So been going back and forth of what I wanted to do. I don't want to do an LS. I'm not a turbo guy. Nitrous, I don't feel like having to do pistons and all this motor at the track and having to pull the pan and do all this nonsense. So I think we're gonna go Pro Charge. We are gonna stick to a conventional big block Chevy, do a Pro Charge. It'll probably be a 540 or a 555. Not sure which Pro Charger we're going to put on it yet. I'm still going back and forth with that. But I think that's going to be the best powertrain for the direction we're going, and for as fast as we want to go. This car will probably start off being a 7-second car, and we definitely want to get in the 6s with it. I think that's going to be a real fun challenge for us. Never really had really fast door cars completed. I was building a truck at one time, an old Pro Stock truck, and I ended up selling that to buy another new dragster, which is sitting outside in my trailer. Maybe we'll make a video on that someday. But it's gonna be fun, something I always wanted to do, and I'm glad that I'm gonna be able to do it with my father and my daughter and my son. I think the first drag week that we do, it'll be me and my father. I would love to do one with my brother, and then as my kids get older, with my daughter and my son, and I think it would be just kind of like a dream to be able to do drag week with everyone in my family. And with this car, especially a car that's been in our family now for 25 years. So it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a fun build. You know, I'm gonna try and update every week. Like I said, the next video is gonna be the frame, the chassis jig. We'll get this thing up in the air. We'll get a really good in-depth look of how the car is, how it was built in the mid-90s, and cutting everything out and making it my dream car. I do have a lot of custom ideas for this car that not a lot of people have. There's going to be a lot of things with lighting, LED lighting, a lot of things with removable parts that, you know, some people have, some people don't, but with all the carbon, the titanium that this thing's going to have, it's definitely going to be a state-of-the-art car. Debating whether or not I'm going to go with Fuel Tech or Holley. My dragster has all Fuel Tech in it, and I like that. I like that program, and it's what I know, and it's kind of easy to me right now, but I don't know, we'll see. This car will have, you know, everything that it needs. It's going to have turn signals, headlights, taillights, brake lights, probably not windshield wipers, but I could. We still have the stock windshield wiper mounts and everything in this car in the front. But if anybody has any questions, you can definitely leave it in the comments. I'll gladly answer them. If you want more up-to-date information on this build, you can check my Instagram. It's at Brian_Brown_racing. And that's mainly where I update everything every single day. And you can check that out. Another thing that I'm kind of proud to do with this car is that everything I'm doing is going to be in my garage. This is a 2-car garage attached to my house, and it's kind of like a goal to prove to myself that I can do it and to show you guys that you can do it as well. You don't need a ton of money to build your own race car. You don't, you know, if you have just simple tools, you know, I have a welder, I have just pretty much, I'll show you at a later date, but everything's sitting over here that you would need to build your own chassis. You know, I'm gonna take my time, do it slow, do it right, you know, and it'll get done right, and you too can do it. You don't have to spend a ton of money bringing it to a chassis shop and letting it sit there for months on end and then saving money for this and saving money for that. Yeah, you're gonna have to save money, but if you do it yourself, you're gonna save a ton of money. And I'm really excited about it. So now, I'll give you another quick rundown of the car. I'll show you what I did already and where we're going. So, as you can see, it's just sitting here on jack stands, but I did get some the windows out here, starting to rip up the carpet. I'm gonna start taking all of this out. Got the tin out of here. The wheel tubs are coming out next. Go around to the back. We got a lot of work ahead of us. I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna be a really cool build, leaving everything all steel. You know, I think it's gonna be a perfect car for the Unlimited Iron class, but it will fit the modified class with the stock front suspension. That's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you'd like to see me do on this car. I didn't get to talk about the colors. I got something really exciting with that. Have a guy from Brazil that actually made a design for me of what this car is going to be, but unfortunately he is struggling with the floods that are down there, and with no electricity and all that, so getting the final revised copy of what it's going to be is a little bit of a struggle, but we're going to get that. If you want to check him out, it's 4 Race Customs on Instagram. Real good guy. Does a lot of great work designing a lot of people's cars, and does shirts and hats and all that stuff. And his renderings are top notch. And I am excited to show you what this car is going to look like when it's done, and stick along for the ride. It's going to be a fun one. Thanks for watching.